Hello my beautiful people, you're welcome to my channel again and you're watching Banker Gratitude. So today I'm going to show you on how to make this trendy crop top with kind of a bow hand. Yeah, bow hand. You're gonna like it, you will like it. What I'll just do is I'll show you how to draft it, how to cut it, then you can just go ahead and make yours. So guys, the measurements I'll be using for this particular top is length 17. The length is 17. The length of the top is 17. The bust is 34. The waist is 28. Sleeve length is 24. And also the round shoulder, the shoulder circumference is 37. So what you do is, firstly you fold the top, you fold the clothes into two. That's, you fold the right side inwardly. You fold the right side inwardly, and since the bust is 34, you had some allowance to eat, same allowance, then extra allowance. So I'll be using 10. So I'll be using 10. You can use any measurements, like for instance, like it is the bust is 34, but I want some extra allowance after sewing it. That is why I'm using 40. Now 40 altogether will be 40. That's if I'm using 10, everything together will be 40. So I want some extra allowance. But if you don't actually want extra allowance after sewing it, just add your seam allowance, and maybe at the end of everything you can just leave like 1 inch or 2 inches thereabouts as the extra allowance. So I'm using 10. That's why I'm using 10, because I want an extra allowance apart from the same allowance. So I want an extra allowance, so I'm using 10. So this 10 altogether will be 40. By the time I will minus 34 from it will give me the extra allowance I needed. It will be giving me the extra allowance I needed. It's always good to add extra allowance, because you can never tell, the person can add weight, so you'll be able to adjust it. The person will be able to adjust it later. So the length is 17. So this length you had same allowance. I'm adding 1 inch to it as the same allowance, because I'll be holding half at the shoulder at the up, then half at the so I'll cut it out. So this is the, then for the other side, that's, it has front body and the back body. Front body, like this style, is having a button at the front. Back body, so you just place the front body on the back body, leaving this zip allowance. Leaving zip allowance. Your zip allowance can be 1 inch. So just to confirm it, your zip allowance, you can see 1 inch. 1 inch. So all together it become 1 on this side and 1 on the other side. So we cut it. So the shoulder, that's the back, is 14. The back is 14. So this is 7. 14 divided by 2. You're going to divide it by 2. 14 divided by 2, that's your back. 14 divided by 2, that is 7. So you place your tape here. This is 7. You mark. Then you come back with 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. You come back with 1.5. Since it's off shoulder, if it is normal shoulder, that's you use the 7. Then you bring out the armhole. But this is an off shoulder dress, so you come out. You come in with 1.5. 1.5. The normal back is 7, which is 14 altogether. 7. Then you come in with 1.5 inches. Then normal neck depth. Normal depth is 6 normally. Is 6 normally. So depending on how deep you want the depth to be, but this depth will not be too deep. So you place your tape rule like this. You know, this is 6. This is 6. For an average measurement, the normal depth is 6. But for someone that the bust is big or the person is fat, the depth can be 7, 8, depending on how the person wants it. But the normal depth for neck is 6 for average measurements, for an average person. So you can leave it at 3. You leave 3 upward. You can leave 4 upward, then measure 6. You can as well leave 2, then measure 6, depending on how, like I've said earlier, depending on how you want it. But me, I will leave 2, or you can leave 4. So this will determine the shape of the shoulder. It will determine the shape. This will determine the shape. If you leave it at 4, so it will come like this. If you leave it at 3, this is 6 that we're using, to come like this. And if you leave it at 2, just leave 2 out. You left out 2. Then you come here to mark your 6. So me, I want it to be more deep. That is why I leave 2. Then I come here to mark my 6. Then you take it to that shoulder point. Then from this shoulder point, you come out from that. You make your armhole. From the shoulder point, you make your armhole. Then you cut it out. Hope you understand the way I explain. If there is anything you don't understand, please, you can let me know in the comments box. So the waist is 20. The waist is 28. The waist is 28. So I'll be using 8. 8 plus 8, that is 16. 16 plus 16, that is 32. So I'll be using 8. This 8 together with the dart allowance. So by the time I'll be picking out my dart from that 32, and I need 28, so it will still remain my extra allowance. So I'm using 8. So you come out like this. I'm using 8. Remember, it's a crop top. So you cut it. So here, the front body, then you open the back body. That's where you put your zip. So the front body and the back body is ready. The both bodies are ready. Then remain the arm. That's the sleeve. So the sleeve length is 24. You can actually cut the both together, and you can as well cut it differently. But I will be cutting it together. So you fold it into 4. If you want to, if you are cutting it together, if you are cutting the sleeve together, you fold it into 4. It is always good to cut the sleeve together. That is if the sleeve is the same. If the sleeve is the same sleeve. That is if the right sleeve is the same with the left sleeve. So you fold this together. This is into 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you fold it into 4. Then you know it's a big hand, a boo-boo hand. So you measure the 24. This is 24. This is 24. Then the folding allowance. You had folding allowance, which is 25. You can as well use 25 and half. That is 1.5 inches for folding allowance. So I'm using 1.5 inches. Then hope you can see the way so by the time I'll be adding elastic to the round sleeve here, it will make it puff. So we cut it out. Then it's an off shoulder. It's an off shoulder. So you come like this from here. Let's measure depending on how off you want it. Depending on how off you want the shoulder. So me, I'm coming down with 4. I'm coming down with 4. You can as well use 3. Depending on how you want it to be. So I'm using 4. So that's all. This is for the bolts hand. This is the first hand and this is the second hand. So thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and also share the video. And if you find the video educative, please give me thumbs up. Thank you as you're doing that. I love you.
So I'll be using this particular material as lining to turn the top. You can use any material to turn your clothes, but I'm using this particular material. And then you can also use any color on your material. Like this material, I'm having pink, blue, black, and white, but I decided to use black. So you can use any color on your material to turn your top. So you place the cloth on the lining, then you trace it out. No need of any other measurements. Just place the material you've cut already on the lining, then you trace it out. So the same thing is applicable to the back body as well. The way you trace out the first one is the way you trace out the other body. So it's as simple as that. Just place your material on the material you want to use as lining to turn it, and just trace it out. No need for any other measurements.
Okay. Now after sewing it round, like this. After sewing it round, like this, then you just leave a space. That's the armpit, the armhole. You leave one side open. You sew the neck, then you turn it. So after turning it, that is how you also turn the back body. This is the front body. So you turn it from the other armhole open. You turn it out. Then after turning out, you iron it the same way. But before you turn it out, you have to notch it. You notch it. You notch the neck side, and the armhole. So you do the same thing to the back body. Then after turning it out, you iron it. Then let's measure our dart. We want to pick out the dart. So my dart is 6. It's 6. So plus the same allowance, making 7. So instead of me measuring 3 as per 6, I'll have to measure 3.5 for the same allowance. 3.5. I'll measure 3.5 and mark the other side. So for you to pick your dart, this is how to fold it. You make sure that the down part, that's the edge, are equal, and you don't hold it like this. No, where you've marked, you can see where you've marked, that is where you hold it like this. Then you sew it upward. So you make sure that the edge are equal. Don't just fold it anyhow. No, you make sure it is straight, on a straight line. Then for the other side also, you fold it the same way. You can see this is where I marked. This is the marked area. So you hold it like this from here. You bring it up, then you make sure this place is straight for you to get accurate measurements. So let me iron, then we'll come back. So after we've ironed, so this is how you join it together. This is how you join it. Remember, this is the neck side and this is the armhole. So you check the next side to be together with the next side. This is the neck side and this is for the front neck. So this is the both arm. So you sew it down. The same thing is also applicable to the other side. That is after when you fold the darts. That's after when you fold the darts. So this is the armhole. This is the armhole. So we put it on it. Remember, we add seam allowance. That's that 1 inch. That is why you have this back lapping on each other. You can see it's lapping on each other. It's lapping on. So this is how you sew it from here. So this side too. Can you see it from here? So you follow your measurements. Now by the time you'll be sewing it, you measure 17. Your measurement should be 70 because the bust is 34. So 34 divided by 2 is 17. So this place will be 17, while this place will be 14, which is after holding the darts. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel if you are new to this channel, and to my old subscribers, you know I always love you. Click on the notification bell, like and share. Give this video thumbs up if you find it more educative.
Love you.